Welcome to another toolbox tour. We're just start it right away. It's going to be on my Waterloo Magum 1000. This one was made in 1988. Logo. But it is a pretty sweet unit. It's got the side shelf. And we're going to start with this, which is, it's just an extra drawer for that. But these are all my 3/4 inch stuff. Like, most of it's Pittsburgh, though. That's Pittsburgh, that's Pittsburgh. This is Masterforce. And these are all my SAE ones. This is a John Deere 1 3/4. Proto 1 1/2. And the rest of these are Masterforce down to 1 5/16. And these are all Chinese Pittsburghs, ranging from 19mm to I think 50. Yeah. I got some adapters and extensions over here. Here's a good one, Challenger by Proto. It's a really good one. The rest of this is just random sorts of stuff. All my DeWalt tools. But then here is my toolbox. In a second here I'll show you. It's cold out. Gotta get some gloves. Here's my toolbox of Proto, or Waterloo. So we'll start with all these guys. These are my Allen sockets, metric. 10 to 3mm, 3mm Masterforce. And I got all the SAEs too. And then all the impacts here are Pittsburgh. Some of the tall guys are craftsman. Kind of hard to see on camera. And the same with all these small guys. There is some snap-on mixed in there. But mostly all the impacts though are Pittsburgh. And with some mixed craftsman. And then these are all my 1/2 inch Pittsburgh impacts. Yet again, there is a bit of snap-on in there. And the tall chromes are all Quins. And more craftsman. And that goes up to 27mm down to 10. The top 3 drawers are all, this is just kind of my everyday things, pens, razor blades, adapters, extension. This is a pretty cool little craftsman here. Just a right angle. I don't use it too much. Stubby screwdrivers, my universal joints. This is a big right one. Spark plug sockets. There's a 1/2 inch and 3/8 there. Spark plug gapper tool. Another gapper tool. All my nut drivers and here some just nameless brake shoe drums. This for a brake shoe though, it's specialty tool. This is SAE, and that's a Torx one. My metric one is not here right now, but SAE Craftsman and metric nut drivers. Ooh, shoot. Alright, and here is all my weird craftsman stuff and Pittsburgh, and these are really old style ratcheting ones. There are these flex head Pittsburghs mixed in. There's also these flare nut wrenches by Craftsman, and even a little bit of snap-on. They're all old snap-on, but it's mostly everything that's in there. The smaller Craftsmans are 6-point though. Says Canada 1987, so those things are pretty old. Here are my metric wrenches. Other than these are all metric too. We have the stubby wrenches, all Craftsman, other than some mixed in Pittsburgh, all the way up the 22 millimeter. And yeah, there's more snap-ons. These are just the short handle ones. And I don't know, this is the only full size one though, which is a 19. They're nice, but they're not worth as expensive as they are. These that's another snap-on, just a little guy. But then I got my smaller metric stuff up here, along with more Pittsburgh stubbies, just like extras. My Williams adjustable 12-inch. And this is a Craftsman one, and that was just a China. And then this is 24, skipping 23 down to 10, or 9 on here. I got all of them other than this stupid Evercraft. Maybe I have a 14. I need to go through some stuff. All my pliers, pretty messy here. I got some good stuff like Knipex. I got a lot of vice grips. All Irwin. I got the smaller ones. I got the old ones that are DeWitt's. Pittsburgh oil filter jaw pliers. Channel lock in here. Stanley. Knipex. Proto snap rings in there. This is a Pittsburgh snap ring set, but that thing does not work at all. When you do put it under load, it folds like scissors trying to cut like plastic or something, you know? And here is my Craftsman oil or like water pump, or they're just pliers, but this is shallow SAE with my spark plugs too. All my spark plug stuff, mostly Pittsburgh, but there's a Craftsman, 2 Craftsmans in there. 13/16s, 3/4, and then a 14 and an 18 millimeter. This is another Wright 36 millimeter, 1/2 inch. It's pretty rare, but this is just a weird size one, 25/32. And this is just a 7/8, 6-point. I just have those in case, because like all my, like this is a Challenger, and that's like 1960s, and they're just so old that if I do need them and they do break, I need a little replacement. Proto 1-inch. This is a really old style one. The lines kind of, I don't know the exact date, but that's about 70s or 80s, 60s. And then I go up to 1 1/4, which is another Proto. This one's was used with cat machinery, if you can't tell. It's yellow. This is a Thornton 1 1/8. Need to get back in there. But they're all mostly craftsman. These smaller ones are 3/8 and 7/16 a Proto. Just an older looking craftsman, and then I got a Master Force here since I was missing this forever. These are my larger metrics. These are all craftsmen. 32, 30, 28, 26. They just skip 2s. These are right. I found these in my school's dumpster because our shop teacher threw out a whole bunch of tools, and I just took a whole bunch of 1/2-inch shallow stuff, and I found both of those rights in there, 21 and 22, and those are extremely good quality tools. So the quality is so bad. It's in a 16mm snap-on. 19. This one's 19. 12 point. And then these are all shallow 12 point Quins and 3/8. They're pretty good. I haven't had to use these much though. Most of the time I'm using 1/2-inch. Ooh. Oh no. These are all my 1/2-inch and 3/8 and just larger stuff. Larger ratchets. Like this is my brand new Icon. I haven't even used it yet. But that thing is pretty sweet. I got Craftsman breaker bars in here. This one. The Pittsburgh freaking freeway bend. Only had to use it once, but I know I'll need it some other day for something, so might as well keep it in there. A little Pittsburgh 1/2-inch flex head. 3/8 Pittsburgh 1/2-inch or 3/8 flex head. Same one. Here's my snap-on 3/8 found on the side of the road. It was really rusty, but I fixed it, broke it loose, and now it works. This is my Challenger. Really old. I like to use that time to time, just since it's so old, still working. My 1/2-inch Craftsman teardrop ratchet. Everybody's has one of those. Proto torque wrench. This thing is really uncalibrated, but I just like to keep it though, since it's kind of just history. I've used it for a long time, and then it's just uncalibrated now, which sucks. Like 30 foot-pounds is more like 15. You know, it's pretty bad. And then this bad boy is my big Craftsman 1/2 inch. This thing's been used for a long time for my grandpa. Then here are 1/4 inch at 3/8. Here's another proto. A really small 3/8 one. I have 2 1/2 inch versions of this teardrop proto, but then here's another proto. This is an open gear one. This is very rare. 1/4 inch. I try not to use it just since it is such a pretty rare tool. PE tool, or PF. It's got a thumb wheel in the back. It's nice. 1/4 inch flex head Pittsburgh. Here's one of my favorite tools. It's a T-handle 1/4 inch / breaker bar. It's all cool. A little 1/4 inch breaker bar. 2 1/4 inch Craftsman's, both the teardrop ones. I got two of these in 1/2 inch, 2 in 1/4, and there's one there, one there. They're just such common ratchets, you know. You find so many of them. It's a Pittsburgh, and then this is my only brand new Craftsman ratchet I have. It's just really thin, so would like it. My Icon stubby 3/8. This thing's pretty useful. Then we got more. This is a little bit older, V series. So this is about 60s, 70s. This thing was also busted up, but it was rustier than that snap-on the inside, and this thing freed up a lot smoother than that snap-on did. Another brand new Craftsman, but I found that in a car. My Husky, which is one of my first ones. And then we got Snap-on. This is just a really old one that I bought off eBay for 15, 20 bucks. I don't know, it's pretty cool though. Oh, this is a Indestro. Forgot I had this, to be honest. This thing was also rusted up, but I freed it. The Craftsman thumb wheel. This thing's also a classic everybody has. Yeah. Ooh. There's nothing much in here. Wood drill bits. Ratcheting T-handle set from Project Source. There's some red lock in there. And this is a 3-way filter drop wire, some Pittsburgh. Do not buy that. Either buy something like those vice grip ones I showed you earlier, or just normal filter draws. These are all my extensions, and I got Pittsburgh thumb wheels back here, but I got all my old Ford drain plugs. Yeah, this one busted up engine. A lot of carbon. But these are 1/2 inch impacts by Pittsburgh, and 1/2 inch to 3/8. And there's more craftsman in here too. Well, this is a master mechanic, but there's a lot of Pittsburgh in there too. I don't really like the wobbles. They're really good. I got Pittsburgh in here, Quinn 1/4" pry bar. If you ever go to Runnings, if you have a Runnings near you, ratcheting screwdriver, it's pretty nice. Pittsburgh picks in there. I don't have much in there, but I don't really feel like going over all that. Still got a lot to go through. It's a long video. Proto swivels, SAE. This one's been used a lot compared to all these. These are all Sun-X and Matco and Snap-on. They're all mixed. Hanson socket tray. These are all 1/4" Craftsman or Pittsburgh for the tall guys, and all these short ones are Craftsman. Then we got half-inch impact swivels. These are all mostly Matco or older Snap-on. We got some double squares here, all Craftsman. This one is a proto. 5/16, 3/8, 7/16, and then a 1/2". Here's a cool antenna socket by Snap-on. Then I got adapters in here. This is a specialty Matco tool. This is a Thorson 1/2" 3/8 adapter. This was used on Impact for years, and that is quality. Look at that. Still works. It's been twisted up though. It's Pittsburgh 1/2" adapters for all these little chrome or little Impact ones. Metric crowfoots. These are all my Matco trays. These are 1/2" or double squares. Weatherhead sockets and 1/2". Plug sockets, and then these are, you insert these Allens into that and it acts as an impact Allen. And I got long Allens back there. These are all my 12-point Pittsburghs, 1/4" to 3/8. And then here are my SAE 1/4". Or no, these are actually metric. I mix that up then. Metric is supposed to be in that one. I just took it all out of that box because I did some stuff that I needed to bring a whole bunch of tools in that box. But, well, here's all my, these are all Pittsburgh. For the tall guys, this is another Pittsburgh. These are all chrome. At one point, I bought the SC or the S Impact ones. Proto Dyna-Ring, which just means it has this little rubber ring in here that supposedly helps life the socket. Shoot. 19/32 Craftsman. I like collecting those 32 or 31s, 32s. GP for this guy. The rest of these shallow ones are all just Pittsburgh. 3/8 Pittsburgh SAEs. And this is just a lone Craftsman down here. 15/16. These are all craftsman, other than these colored ones like this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. And these are all my Quinn ones from the top of the toolbox that got replaced by impacts. These are all my protos. They are, well, here, start these first. 1 5/16 down to 1 1/16, and these craftsmans, and 1 inch to 5/16 are all proto. These ones are a little bit older, 1 inch and 7/8, so they don't have the professional. But the rest of these will say professional. That is a Proto Canada one. Makes it a little bit rare. You can also see that this one right here is 80s and this one's newer, just by the logo. So these are all older ones. 5/16 Proto back here. That's a really cool looking guy. Now I got my big Craftsman open end 1/4 inch 1 5/16. These are all more Craftsman and Pittsburgh, and then Proto flare nuts. These are my 12-point flare nut protos. Those are more specialty. This is the only wrench I have like this, but they're speed wrenches. That's a Craftsman one. This is a brand new flare nut wrench I just got. There's a Mexico flare nut, and it's Craftsman. Pittsburgh. There's a Wright and a Blackhawk here. And this box not opening. These are all my tiny Craftsmans. So they're all ignition wrenches. Or like that guy. Those are pretty cool though. Ratcheting Proto here. Which, that barely works anymore, but still works. It's just like the back drag. I got a Polar here. This is my Pittsburgh punch set. I don't have much of those. Craftsman bit set. It's got security bits and everything. And then my torque wrenches are all Pittsburgh 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch. This is a Craftsman speeder handle. This is 1/2 inch. I have a 1/4 inch one of these that is Thorson, but I have not, I bought it off eBay, so it's coming in. I haven't had it yet. These are Performax box wrenches, and these are nice. You think Performax, the crappy Menards brand, those ones are actually extremely nice for what they are. Oh, down here I have my little hammer, and impact driver, the small computer bit ones, and 1/2 inch old DeWalt, and a 3/8 new DeWalt that I have abused the crap out of. And this is just random socket rails and There's nothing in these ones. Well, thank you for watching this video about my stupid Waterloo. I love Waterloo. I got this one too. Which this is a 1982 600 top with a 300 bottom. And this is my other one that I'm painting black with white handles. It's got the original tray that's beaten up. This thing was really rusty though, so I repainted it. And it's so good so far, I just need to do the rest of these drawers. That is my toolbox store though. I got this old craftsman, this 3-drawer, brand new craftsman. But this is the nice toolbox I have by far in here. And I'm about to get a Matco double bay that you guys will see a video on. It's my grandpa's toolbox and he recently passed away. And mostly girls in my family, so they'll be mine. And I gotta sort through all these tools too. Harbor Freight little guy. Well, nice video. KWF Garage.